Hello once again, Vimmer Post. I'm in the sweltering heat in Austin, Texas. It's about 38 degrees, about 100 Fahrenheit. And I'm driving one of the most exciting BMWs on hand right now. I'm at the M Track Days hosted by BMW. I'm in an M2 fitted with all the best M performance parts. So what do we have here? We've got lightweight wheels that's gonna save you about 8 pounds in total, 4 corners. You've got Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires that are much grippier and more track focused than the Pilot Super Sports that we've been used to from last year's M2 launch. It's got a performance exhaust, and you activate the exhaust via a Bluetooth controller. It looks like this, looks like a bit of a metal tiny USB or Bluetooth grenade. You double tap it and you get your exhaust mojo on. And most excitingly, I'm driving a manual transmission 3-pedal variant of the M2 for the first time on the track. If you recall from the press launch last year, I only got to drive the DCT. And already I'm having a bit more fun than the DCT doing this myself. Of course, COTA is, as always, one of the best, most exciting circuits I've ever driven on. And being back again here, even in this Texas summer heat, is a real treat. Brakes are very responsive on the M2. We are out here for another 2 hours, so I'm gonna try my best to be conservative with the tires and not wear out the brakes and tires too much. They've only got one full shebang and performance parts M2 and manual on hand for us to drive. So what else we talk about? The exhaust is definitely a bit louder. It's definitely better sounding than the standard cars. It's no lighter. It is just a stainless exhaust. It is not a titanium exhaust like you would find in the M Performance exhaust for the M3. So you don't get any weight savings, but you get better sound and you get a cool little Bluetooth thumb controller to play with. In the M3 and M4s, you don't get stuck with that controller. You actually get a proper dashboard button, or it goes on when you use the Sport Plus mode. Tricky downhill section here. We're just carrying the momentum, feeling the balance of the car. The grip is excellent on these Cup 2s, and compared to the regular M2, I would say it's definitely a sharper handling car. It's less compromised, more so for track duty. I love how the front end of the M2 turns in quite sharply into the apex. And you can steer it with the throttle and balance it out on the corner exit. I'm having so much fun already. What else? It does have some aerodynamic parts on it. A front splitter and a rear spoiler. Now, BMW does not make any aerodynamic promises on these items, but they do recommend that you buy both of them in unison. Don't just buy the front splitter and don't just buy the rear spoiler. They have to be bought together for best performance. So even though they're not making any claims about going any quicker with the Aero parts, that by itself should tell you something. They are European hand-laid carbon fiber, which is good news for anybody who really cares about carbon fiber quality. It does range quite significantly. If you bought aftermarket carbon parts from, say, certain online retailers in the past, you'll know that carbon fiber quality is all over the place. So having the assurance of a BMW genuine carbon part is very attractive. Oh, of course, we should talk about the suspension. This car has the M Performance coilover suspension, and it's fully adjustable. You got ride height, you have compression, you have rebound. You can, of course, corner balance the car on your own, have a shop do it, and it does come with the factory settings that's supposed to replicate the regular driving experience of the M2. It's supposed to be quite good. You shouldn't have to toil with it, but it can lower the car between 5 millimeters and 20 millimeters, which I think is quite a cool thing. If you're after that look, the lowered car look, and have lower center of gravity for better performance, I think that's one of the first M Performance parts you should get. Now, as far as availability, you can actually buy all of these parts as options when you spec out your car. So it will come installed not at the dealer, and some of you might be thankful to hear that, but it's going to be installed at the port by trained BMW factory technicians. So you don't have to rely on your dealer to do it. And the best part is, if you're leasing or financing, that goes into the price of the car. So you don't have to pay for it with cash up front. So that's going to be very attractive to a lot of people and make it very affordable as well. They're very nice goodies. And what I'm driving on now is also a better upgraded steering wheel as well. It's a bit thicker than what I remember from the regular standard wheel, the regular M2. You know, as far as entertainment goes, if you're not chasing lap times, you just want to improve your driving and have fun at the track, I would definitely take the manual. I know I usually say DCT for track day guys, manual for road guys, but having driven now the M2 with the manual box on the track, I think this is, it's still my pick. It's still my pick for a fun drive. I'm going to try and get as many drives as I can on all the other cars they have on offer today. There's the M3 and M4 with the competition pack, and of course with the M3 and M4's M Performance parts. I'll talk about those as I get into those cars. This is a really exciting corner. It's super tight. I can just imagine how exciting it would be when you're in, say, a MotoGP or Formula One race, all the cars diving into that super tight left-hander. This back straight here is fun, and just to tell you how hot it is, AC is on full blast, but going down the back straight, I still feel a bit of heat coming from the car. It is just so hot. This is a really good test and real testament to the durability of modern BMWs for track duty. Like, I've been banging about for a few laps now, you've been with me, and at the front section the tires are getting a little bit greasy, but overall the car's holding up really well. Just have to back it off a little bit, drive with a bit of mechanical and sympathy for the tires. Straight shot here down to second, look at the apex. One thing I noticed, and this applies to all the M cars that I've experienced so far, the initial tip-in of the throttle, especially when you have it in Sport Plus, is just so sharp, it's so sensitive. When I'm coming off the brakes and back on the throttle, I really just mean to brush throttle and just take that slack up, but there is no slack. As soon as I touch the throttle, I'm on the throttle. I've applied the throttle input. Slow down a bit. I'm gonna run it tight and back into the pits. And there you have it. That was the M2 with the M Performance bits, all of them. What a treat. Actually, even the standard M2 is a treat, but this just gives it a little bit more specialness. So to finish my thoughts on these parts, if you're purchasing aftermarket, actually not aftermarket, if you're purchasing from BMW, just the parts alone, you don't actually get the full 4-year warranty. You get 2 years unlimited mileage warranty, which is very good. It's still an after-sales part, but if you buy it with the car, it is warranted like anything else in the car. It's going to be a full 4-year warranty. So that's another thing that's great about buying these all with the car, in addition to the wonderful financing and the ability to lease and finance into the price of the car. So there we have it. That's the M2. I'm going to jump into something else. Join me in a second.